don't expect anything. The insanity of the higher self. A part of us, me, the people who lean towards the real balance, not the machine mindset of the collective, not that particular distinction. The higher self's energetic insanity is saying, don't expect anything. Just die energetically. Die to this moment. Die to the painful agony of this emptiness. The emptiness that is just a part of life. It's an inevitable part of energetic life, which we must all face. And within us going from fullness to emptiness, a certain type of grief could come about, or a certain type of, energetic turbulence could come about, or a certain type of sorrow could come about, or just a certain type of pain could come all from a certain type of emptiness. But the thing is, the energies that rebound us back out of the emptiness, that is, quote unquote, God, end quote. The energies that bring order to some type of emptiness, and then for us to go back and just to the standard pure matrix of life, you walking on the ground, you waking up out of your bed, you greeting your family, feeding your pets, doing your chores, cleaning the house, kissing your loved one goodbye. That's all ordained from a secret energetic signature, which brings a real universal stability and structure. And we're learning that, and we're using that in so many different ways to sustain ourselves. So just because I'm sharing this message, the insanity of the higher self is saying, don't expect anything. And obviously this human, whatever, because obviously I'm like, we're all gonna die and shit. So after we're gonna die, we're not necessarily gonna be human. And that's a whole different video. Shout out to the higher self. When we don't expect anything, the human self will complain and be confused, right? Because it's always it's expecting something. But we have to, like, from me to me, it's important to fall into line with the surface level, different levels of structure and rigidity in the reality matrix, which is, if you put in some type of work, then there is something of a result. And if you give that result back to the source, which gave you all the fucking materials to make you do what you will do, then that's energetic equivalent quality. That's It's like the equivalence. It's equivalating the energies around you. So like a different, so a different shadow doesn't come around, right? More or less. And obviously, like, disclaimers, the disclaimers here, and there was another disclaimer I had before I was going to make this video. And yeah, it's a fair disclaimer thing, it's fair disclaimers. I'm not threatening anybody. If you're like, and I'm just reflecting what is what's on the fucking consciousness of the internet, I like, it's up to us to, like, agree to act professional, right? In whatever setting that we're going to, when we go to work, agree to act professional, right? That's what we're kind of like, that's what we're kind of like, quote unquote, signing upon, end quote. We're agreeing to come to professional and do what we signed up to come within, the within the capabilities that we could go to fucking work. So one thing here is like, and this is me to me, what I'm trying to understand here is saying, we can expect something, we can, it's like we have to re-perceive that we can expect something, and we can, like, obviously, like, reward ourselves, however we can, in so many different differentiated complex ways, right? Respectively. So obviously, but like, it's because, like, I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to debunk, like, what does it really mean in the quote unquote in the Gita, end quote, to, like, when Bhagavan Sri K is saying, surrender all your fruits unto me. I think it's safe to say, in this modern world, we could re-perceive that and see, just give back the energy to where it came from, kind of, because I'm neutrally trying to, like, figure it out, and obviously I'm just like we're all just, like, the standard, disclaimer here is we're all just vessels. And there's one more disclaimer I wanted to put here too. I think it was like, the disclaimer I wanted to put here was, it's like, it's a fair play, it's a fair disclaimer. The disclaimer is fair. It's like, like, oh yeah, that is the disclaimer. Like, we here in quote unquote America, end quote, we have the chance to build ourselves and work with the quote unquote laws that we have, end quote, freedom of speech, appropriately, though, see, we're not seeing that subtext, appropriately in the professional arena. So for me to bring that clarity and give the benefit to that law, and and quote unquote energetically brighten the horizon within this country and nation, end quote, and this other fucking scripture is saying not expect anything, then the energy work that I'm putting in just generally to God somehow, and it's up to me to perceive that all of this is God, respectively, then I'm surrendering that by dying to this moment, and being real and authentic to the real yogic truths, and unperverting all of the fucking yoga content on the fucking internet. So that's that, respectively. Because obviously, like, the predecessors have already taught us about the inverted trees, the 2012 shit, right? So, so I'm trying to debunk, like, what does it really mean? Don't expect anything. I know, don't expect anything, but, like, how does the human come to terms with that? Just like, it seems like you would just have to die to the moment, die to the moment, and every moment does die, every moment does die, no matter how fucking epic it is or how sorrow it is. It's like, this is God's fucking plan. All of this is God's plan, and everything comes and goes, and everything will die, and everything will live again by a will we can't even understand. You have the best life ever.